Hey guys, Corey Correa here. Welcome to Blue Talks, and I hope you enjoy this video.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here in Oxford, England, speaking with you today. I'd like to start with an insightful question. What if the greatest leader that you'll ever follow is the one inside of you? Not your boss, not the CEO, not the president, you. The you in your gut. That part that always knows. It's called your inner flame. Your inner flame is that truest part of you, the quiet knowing that speaks before your mind gets involved. It's known as your intuition, your instincts, your deepest yes, and your strongest no. Your inner flame is the you that existed before fear, expectations, or comparison. It's who you are when no one else is watching and nothing has to be proven. Your flame says, I'm still here. I'm not done. I know who I am. Your flame never goes out. It only gets covered by the day-to-day, by stress, responsibility, survival, heartbreak, or exhaustion. Your work isn't to create your flame. Your work is to hear your flame. Your work is to hear your flame. To return to your flame, we rise through a process that I call the flame spiral. Now, there's 4 phases of the flame spiral: ignition, empowerment, courage, and transformation. I'll walk you through each one, and I'll begin with mine. When I was 15 years old, I was diagnosed with cancer. The tumor was removed, and with it, the entire top of my left foot. A skin graft covered what remained. At the age of 15, basketball wasn't just something that I loved. It was my life, my voice, my identity. It was how I knew myself. So when I couldn't walk after surgery, I didn't just lose the movement. I felt like I had lost me. And for weeks, I used crutches. I sat on the sidelines watching my teammates run up and down the basketball court without me, play after play. The rhythm of the game that I knew in my bones. And I sat there, hollow, and asking myself, will I ever walk again? Run again? Play again? I was scared. Oh, not of the pain, but of an empty future where I no longer recognized myself. And then one day, something in me broke wide open. I said out loud with full force, I'm not done. I will walk again. I will run again. I will play basketball again. Now, this wasn't a motivational speech by any manner. It was actually a vow that I was making to myself. And with that vow, my flame came back to life. Empowerment didn't happen when I gained strength or felt confident or even saw progress. Empowerment happened the moment that I chose myself again. Now, there comes a moment when healing becomes actual identity work. I had to decide, who was I going to be on the other side of what had happened to me? Was I going to be the girl who, quote unquote, used to play basketball? Or was I going to reclaim myself? And I said, strong and steady, I choose myself. I choose my voice, and I choose to return. That was empowerment. So, with empowerment being the decision, courage is the walk back into your life. I had to teach my body everything again. First, I had to learn how to stand without crutches. You see, my balance was completely off. My muscles trembled, my balance shook, and then came one step, then another. A slow, uneven walk. Later, a jog that absolutely was not graceful. Then a run that was not pretty, but it was true. And then came the day that I stepped back onto the basketball court against the doubts, against the fear, and yes, against doctors' recommendations. I chose me. I chose to reclaim my identity. I chose to reclaim my voice, and that is courage. And then later the following spring, everything changed. It was late afternoon. The gymnasium was empty. It was just a basketball and me. There was no crowd, no teammates, no coach. Just the echo of that ball on the hardwood and the sound of my own breath. I dribbled in, I planted, and I rose and slam dunked for the first time in my life. Not because my body was ready, but because my spirit was. I was done being defined by what had tried to break me. The flame in me had risen higher than the fear. And in that moment, cancer no longer decided my future. I did. I rose, and I did it on my own terms. Some of you may wonder why I shared a story from when I was 15. It's because your defining moment doesn't have to be recent. We all have moments where life cracks us open, and we have to decide who we are now. Cancer was not my last challenge. I have had to rise again and again and again. Just last Thursday, on my flight to London, I met a beautiful woman who'd been through so much. A divorce after 27 years, a devastating accident, and the loss of both parents and a brother. All of this within a 2-year time frame. She looked at me and told me that she felt numb, that she was stuck. She was unsure if life had anything left. And I looked at her strong and steady because I recognized that look. And I said, your life is not over, not even close. There's so much more on the other side. You just need someone to walk beside you until you hear your flame again. Her flame wasn't gone. It was just waiting to be remembered. just like yours may be today. This is the work that I do now. I help people return to their flame, not by giving answers, but by helping them to hear their own. Your flame is still here, right now, inside of you. So tonight, before you fall asleep, ask yourself, what is one thing that my gut knows that I've been avoiding? You already know the answer. And tomorrow, take one courageous step, one, toward it. You were born to rise and set the world on fire. Thank you.